What's up, dude? Hello everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Let's just get right into today's case. It's one that I heard of from TikTok, and I really haven't heard anybody else talking about it, so I think it would be good that we cover it. Tom Somerset Howe, 43 years old, as of today, was diagnosed with cerebral palsy when he was only 7 months old. Cerebral palsy is a group of disorders that affect a person's ability to move and maintain balance and posture. Tom's mother, Helen, remembers that as a child, Tom was always of such a sunny disposition, always giggling and chuckling about what was going on around him with his siblings. Tom has an older brother as well as a twin sister. So when Tom was growing up, he did go to a school that was more suited for his condition, cerebral palsy. But when he got older, he finally decided that no, he actually wanted to go to a mainstream school. So that's exactly what he did. He went to prom, he did all the normal high school things that like any normal person would do. And he even went on to university and like secondary school, and he was a very, very intelligent man, and he is actually a history graduate. So Tom tried his best to live a normal life that anybody would live. He wasn't someone that let his, I don't even know that Tom would necessarily call it a disability, but he never let it get in his way. He always thought that if he put his mind to it, he could literally do anything that anybody else could do, which I really genuinely think is an amazing mindset, and I really think it helped Tom through his life. He met his wife Sarah in 2008 through a friend after he had just gone through a 9-hour spinal surgery, which was one of just like many different surgeries. He had wrist surgery, he had like just numerous others, but this 9-hour spinal one was the most intense surgery. And him and Sarah married in 2012. They moved into a home that was specially built for him in Sussex. Because of being in a wheelchair, he had to live, on like a, just a ground level type floor. They couldn't have any sort of stairs, so they had a home that was built specially to accommodate him. However, Sarah managed to cut Tom off from his friends and isolate him to his room. Due to his condition, Tom needed 24-hour care, which was given to him by his live-in carer, George Webb. So at first, George just worked like during the week, and then Sarah would take care of him on the weekends, but then pretty soon George just moved in 24 hours a day. George and Sarah eventually started their own relationship on the side, and they began to abuse and neglect Tom. Prosecutors say that Tom was treated like a cash cow. Sarah and George used his money to fund their own lifestyle, which included buying weed, DJ equipment, and lingerie. George was an aspiring DJ, and him and Sarah would spend like 8 hours at a time just at his DJ studio. A message from George to Sarah read, "Get rid of him. Go find yourself a man. I think you need to leave Tom and get your life back." A message from Sarah to George read, "Remember, we are just using him. He gets paid soon, so I will take money out of his account for weed." Tom's mom, Helen, said, "People out there will be thinking, where on earth was the family when all this was going on? But believe me, we were trying very hard." So remember, Sarah had done a really good job of isolating Tom from his family. They would smarten him up, give him a shower and a haircut, and when you asked Tom, he said, I'm fine. But Sarah was always there, making sure that she was in full control of Tom. Tom said, "Because I was constantly under duress and threat, all of my communications were monitored. Every phone call I made, my wife had to be there." Finally, at the insistence of Tom's family, the police raided the home and found Tom living among squalor, as they put it. His teeth hadn't been cleaned in a year, and he was only weighing 98 pounds. He was only allowed to shower once a week and remained in bed 90% of the time. Sarah and George would leave for weekends together and only leave Tom with crisps and a sandwich to eat. Tom's sister Kate told the courts that she knocked at her brother's door twice a day every day for 5 days and never received an answer. The curtains were closed shut every time, and this was back in 2008. Tom is now living in residential accommodation. At one point, Kate was able to basically ambush George and was able to force her way into the home and see Tom, and she saw him on full display of what he was living in, how disgusting it was, and she tried to get him out of there, but Tom, I'm sure he was scared of retaliation from Sarah and George, he refused to go with her and told her that he was fine, that he would stay there. But genuinely, I think that Tom was just such a good person that he didn't want to feel like he was putting anybody out. So that could be another reason why he refused to go with her. Tom is now living in residential accommodation. It would be great if I could go back to the house, but also it holds so many memories, he says. I don't sleep anymore. I was in a dark room all the time with just a bedside table lamp. I tried to sleep in complete darkness when I got out, but I couldn't. I sleep only 3 to 4 hours a night before waking up. It's because I spent those 4 years too scared to sleep. I didn't feel safe. Psychologically, I can't trust anyone at face value anymore. I'm just thinking, what's your agenda? My family has been amazing. I'm very lucky that I have very close friends too. They said they felt guilty and they're never letting me out of their sight again. I appreciate it. I know there are multiple people watching my back. Sarah and George were convicted of enslaving Tom. George was also convicted of ill treatment by a care worker, and Sarah was also convicted of aiding and abetting him from 2017 to 2020. They will both be sentenced at a later date. Tom is now working to make sure that care workers like George are more thoroughly researched and their backgrounds are looked into more thoroughly, and that there are random drop-in checks on people that are being looked after by care workers, which I think is really amazing, because had that happened, Tom probably wouldn't have sunk to the level that he had sunk to while he was in George's care. I know that Sarah is to be held accountable as well, but George was supposed to be looking after Tom. He was the one that should have reported Sarah that she was trying to get inappropriate with him and was just basically stealing all of Tom's money. George was being paid $4,000 a month by Tom. Tom was footing that bill. So I think it's really amazing that Tom is trying to help other people to not fall into the situation that he was in, which really is amazing and just a testament of what an amazing guy he really is. But that is it for me today. There wasn't a ton of information about this case. All my case sources are linked in the description box down below. And that is it for me today. I hope you guys have a great day and are staying safe out there. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll be back tomorrow with another true crime career video. Bye guys.